Okay, back with a follow-up on the 12 angles of 7 here. As I updated in the description, the first thing I noticed right after was that this measurement in here, there to there, the curiosity got the better of me, and it turned out that it is exactly 2 and 5/8. And that's a very interesting measurement. Some of us know who follow Frank Chester's work. It seems to be, this is, first of all, the the inches and what do you call it? Is it the standard system? Is it the imperial system? We've been in the metric system so long I forget the name. Yeah, the imperial system, I think it is a more harmonic measurement system for doing stuff like this, for sacred geometry and stuff like this. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And there is something else kind of special going on in here where, so as I drew this and I had the picture on the wall, and it just kept saying to me, like, there's another kite in here. So I experimented with this new kite in here, these 2 angles of 7, and this is like 78 degrees. These are 60, 60, 60, and that's like an angle of 7 kite. So we made one, and that's what it looks like. I left it open there just because I wanted to get the basic perspective on this form and the measurements, and the measurement in here on that angle, as you can see in the background, is 75 degrees. This is my closest, as accurate as my instruments can tell me. So that's interesting. That's a 75 degree, and the rest is in the way that Frank Chester taught us, the kite geometry. So this is the angle of 7 chestahedron, and Frank might have already come up with this form, and I think I might have heard him mention talking about it in some of his talks, but I think maybe he found it a different way, and so this still, this might be relevant. But regardless, I mean, that's really cool. Angle of 7 chestahedron, and when I did 4 of them together, of course, just for the curiosity, it's much shallower, as you can see. And on here there's 6, right? So 6 is flat, which is normal. So 5 would be almost flat. It would be just like a very, I'm gonna have to do that one next. Yeah, there's a few more things here to do here now that I've discovered this. So yeah, I'll quickly go over the angles again. So that was the same, right? They're the same kites, only there's 4 of them this time. And that angle, and then there is, did I write that down? 1/16 is my best, guess that I can get off my, plastic instruments. And yes, there's an alignment thing here. This is really cool. So the 4 fits in perfectly square on these 4 red dots. As you can see, they line up perfectly. See that? Isn't that cool? Lines up perfectly. And the 3, I'm just calling it the 3 because it's just the way it looks right now. This one, the angle of 7 chestahedron, they align up exactly in those 2 red dots, and the 3rd goes exactly in the middle. So you can see. So there's kind of an interesting alignment going on with these forms. because I've brought some of this into 3D, and then how these 3Ds match up on on the kind of like this is like the blueprint is very interesting. Or maybe we have it backwards. Maybe these are the blueprint, like who knows? I mean, this stuff is really, really deep. So I went over the angles, right? Yeah, I think that one is approximately 116. Give me another look at that. That was the other one, I think 75. And okay, onto this star cutout. Yeah, so this, I think this is kind of maybe like a new star in here, right? Another six pointed star in here. And I cut that one out. That's what it looks like. And it's interesting. Actually, you can get a better look at it over here. Here's one of the legs. See that? There's another kite in here. You can see that. Which is kind of like these ones here. So that's another kite. And that might be another interesting form. But of course I have to scale that up. These are just a little too small to do that with there. Yeah, and that angle inside let's look at this one here. One of these legs is, you see, that's approximately 90-ish there. So that's a little more than 90. That's, it's like close to 100. It's a very interesting angle. And yeah, I think I covered everything here. Yeah, once again, just want to say thanks, very special thanks to Frank Chester and for all the other good folks on YouTube. Yep, thanks a lot, guys.